Hello everyone, it's Phil here from 121 IELTS, and in today's lesson we're going to be looking at how to do sentence completion for the reading section of the IELTS exam. I'm going to show you a step-by-step simple process which will allow you to answer this type of question on your own. These strategies will be applicable to both the general training exam and also the academic exam. We will look at a number of questions that I went through with my students earlier today with the video. To get the most out of it, make sure that you pause the video where you're prompted and look for the answers in the text that will be provided in the video. At the end of the video, I'm going to give you a couple of extra questions for you to apply this strategy to, and then right at the end I'll give you the answers to those questions to see if you're applying these strategies and answering these questions correctly. Anytime you're learning new strategies or new ways of doing reading questions, remember to start off going slowly. When you can get the questions correct going slowly, then you start trying to do them quickly. For these like gap fill questions, so summary completion, sentence completion, the answers are usually in order. Not always, but usually. So that's going to help us. When we have questions in order, what is one strategy that we want to be following? This is going to apply to any question type where the questions are in order. How many questions do we look at the same time? 2. Yeah. We look at the question that we're answering, and we always look at the next question, because the next question is going to show us if we've gone too far in the text. So it's always good to look at 2 questions at a time when the answers are usually in order, because it's just going to help us manage the text and find the correct answers. We're going to read the instructions carefully. We're going to do this for any question type. Very important here is we have to decide how many words the question wants us to answer with. After you've read the instructions, we don't have to worry about skimming to get general meaning, but we do want to read the title of the text to just give us an idea about the text. It will give you quite a lot of information, the title, so it's always good to read the title quickly before we actually go on to looking for answers. Then the following steps are all done one at a time. So we're going to go to the questions. We always go to the questions first. We don't have to worry about reading the text. We're going to identify some keywords, predict word types, which is really, really important for this type of question. We're going to use this information to locate the text that is relevant. Then we're going to do some detailed reading to help us choose our answers. Once we've got our answer, we're going to double check answers are grammatically correct, spelling is correct, and that we're following the instructions. And then we just repeat this process till we've answered all of the questions. What do we do if we come across a question that we're not sure about the answer for? Maitreya says, move on. Exactly right. If you're not sure, guess, move on. Always guess. Don't leave blank answers. We're going to hopefully know the word type, which is going to help us with that guess. But if you're not sure, and guess as quickly as possible. If it takes you 10 seconds to guess or 5 minutes to guess, it's still a guess. So spending a lot of time guessing is just a waste of your time. If you're not sure, you guess, you move on as quickly as possible. So step 1. Step 1 is read the instructions carefully. We want to think about how many words we have to give them, and are you copying the word directly from the text, or are you looking for a synonym? So looking at this information here, how many words are we writing? 1 word. Can we write 1 word in a number? Nope. You have to do exactly what it says here. 1 word. So are we copying from the text, or are we looking for a synonym? Yeah, we're copying. Really important. It says 1 word from the text. So we know we are looking for the word from the text. We can't change that word. It has to be an exact word taken from the text. Now we know what the instructions are. Can you remember what I said to do next? Read the title. Okay, so this is the title of the text that we're going to look at today. Working for a small company may be better than you think. So if we look at this, and I put this here, positive or negative, do we think that Small companies are going to be written about in a good way or in a bad way. Yeah, positive. It's given us a little bit of information. We're talking about small companies. It might be a little bit negative about what? So it's positive about small companies. It might be a little bit negative about big companies. So again, this is the only thing I'm reading. It's just going to give me a mild view of what's going on. We're not going to focus on this too much, but it's just always nice to read this. It gives us that general idea of what the text is about and maybe the attitude of the writer. So we've already seen it's likely to be positive about small companies. So let's get into the questions. So as you can see, we haven't actually looked at the text yet. We're just going straight to the questions. We do 2 questions at a time because this is a question type that is in order. In a small business, it is easy to become something with colleagues and other departments. So what type of word do we think will be in this gap? And when I say type of word, I mean, is it going to be a noun, a verb, an adjective? To guess this, we think about the words that come before the gap. It's going to have to be adjective. And if you're not sure about this, something I do myself is I just start inserting adjectives. I think, does this make sense? Let's have a look at this. What is one of the most basic adjectives you can think of? Famous. Okay. Does this work? In a small business, it is easy to become famous with colleagues in other departments. Now, grammatically, does that work? Yes. Could I put popular? It is easy to become popular with colleagues in other departments. Yeah. Friendly. It is easy to become friendly with colleagues in other departments. Yeah. So I've just put in 3 random adjectives. Obviously, you're going to do this very quickly in your head. So just have a couple of fairly obvious adjectives that could maybe fit in here and just check. Do they make sense? Like, okay, they could be answers. We have no idea, but they could be. So we know adjectives. Let's try with a noun. In a small business, it is easy to become the boss with colleagues in other departments. So you can't become the boss with. That wouldn't make sense. I can't think of a noun that could ever fit in here. Then let's quickly look at the other one. So we always do this word type first. You may find you were not aware of. If you have something, what normally follows you have? Harvey's as a noun. Yeah, exactly. Any guess at what this noun could be? In a small business, you might find you have, you were not aware of, talent, skills. Okay, so these are nice ideas. The next thing we're going to look at is keywords. After this, we're going to look for this in the text. So for 15, what are the keywords that we're going to have a look at here? What words do you think will help us find this in the text? Yeah, I think there's colleagues. It says colleagues and other departments. So orifice, easy to become, and small business. So here, I'm not going to worry too much about synonyms. It's simply we're looking for small business, colleagues in other departments, easy for something. As we look through the text, we might find that some words refer to this, but it's very likely that one of these highlighted areas is actually going to be in the text exactly the same. So we're just going to try and look through the text and find this. On the next question, as I said, this isn't quite as important, but it's always good to have a look at. What would be the keywords? Yeah, you have and not aware of. Yeah. To me, I look at this, not aware of, don't know about. This would be something that I would be thinking of. And this isn't even the question we're really focusing on at the moment, but we're just thinking, okay, having something you don't know about. If we get to that point, we've probably gone too far. So we're going to refresh our minds, small business, easy to become, colleagues in other departments. So we go to the text. I'm going to leave it over to you guys. When you think you found the area in the text, let me know. If you're watching this at home, do the same. Read along, try and find the line and paragraph, and then we will see if you are correct. A lot of people have told me that we're in our second paragraph and the second line. So we're going to go back and quickly check. Small business, easy to become. We want an adjective, colleagues and other departments. So small business, we see a small organization here. So this is making me think, this is around the area. It's easy to become. Oh, this indicates to me we're probably around the area, but it says easy to become part of it. What is the problem with part of it? Is this an adjective? Part of it, this is a noun. And how many words have we got here? It'd be 3 words. But the question says we need 1 word, and we know we're looking for an adjective. We're certainly in the right area, but let's see if we can find an adjective around here. So we're going to continue. It won't be long before you are familiar with the staff and the departments you need to deal with. So the other keywords were colleagues and other departments. So staff and departments, okay. So again, this is part of the question. And if we're looking in the sentence, what is the adjective here? There's only one, familiar. So we've got familiar as an adjective. How many words is familiar? 1. So we wanted 1 word and we wanted an adjective. In a small business, it is easy to become familiar with colleagues and other departments. Is this grammatically correct? Tamara says yes, and I agree. Is the word count correct? We have to have 1 word. Yes. Is the spelling correct? If you have trouble with spelling, always double check. You're like, okay, I found the right word. It would be such a terrible waste of time for you to write the right word, but spell it incorrectly. So you're like, okay, I'm sure this is my word. I'm going to double check. We're going to go back to the text. F-A-M-I-1-L-I-A-R. Yep, the spelling is correct. Great, we can move on. So all we do is we repeat. Now, the nice thing here is we've already looked at 16. So 16, we know already is going to be a noun. And we said have was a keyword. And we know that not aware of are keywords. So obviously, when you're doing this, you've already got this highlighted on your questions. And we've already made some prediction that it might be like skills or talent or something like this would fit in here quite nicely. So we're going to quickly do this with 17, just in case we go too far when we're reading. Finding that your work is will make you enjoy doing it. What type of word is likely to come in here? Can it be a verb? No. Could it be a noun? It's, I would say, very unlikely, as Tamara says here, an adjective. So let's try inserting some words. If we're not sure, the best way to check is use some words that we know are definitely adjectives. So what is an adjective that is referring to work? If I said, how was your day at work? It was good. Okay, let's see if good fits in here. Finding that your work is good will make you enjoy doing it. Okay, that's grammatically correct. What other adjectives could we have about work? Boring. Finding that your work is boring will make you enjoy doing it. Okay, it sounds a little strange, but grammatically it's correct. Finding that your work is enjoyable, satisfying. Yep, all of these work. So by putting in these words that we know go with this collocation, your work is, we can just check. It's like, okay, great, that works. And we could try putting in a noun. How could you put in a noun here? Finding that your work is, I can't think of a noun that I could put in. Mary mentioned rewarding and satisfying. Well, rewarding and satisfying are both adjectives. So the key here is just trying to work out, is this an adjective or is it a noun? We're pretty sure with the words we put into this that an adjective is likely. It's probably going to be positive. It says you will enjoy doing it. So we want a positive adjective about work. So Mary had mentioned rewarding and satisfying. These both look good. What are the key words when we will be looking for this? Your work here. Finding, or maybe I was looking for synonyms here. So if you find your work is something, you could maybe discover your work is. Again, we're not going to spend a lot of time on this, but this is, if it comes to mind, I would say, okay, finding, discovering your work is will make you enjoy it. It will result in, and you enjoy. So these are just some keywords to be thinking about. The most important thing, we'll be looking for an adjective, and we're still focusing on question 16. But if we see something about work being enjoyable or something making your work enjoyable, we know we've probably gone too far. Let's go back to the text, see how quickly we can find this. So this was the key one. You may find you are not aware of. So we thought it could be maybe talents, maybe it could be skills. Let me know when you find it in the text. So which paragraph, which line do you think this would be in? So let's go and have a look at this. So everyone has said second paragraph, line 3. So you're likely to have a considerable variety of workload, opportunities to work in different areas of the company, which will allow you to identify abilities you didn't know you had. So you didn't know you had is the same as not aware of. You could find, you can identify. Okay, that's good. And then the word is the noun we're looking for. So we want to find a noun, one word, abilities. Let's put this in and check it works. You may find you have abilities you were not aware of. Okay, that looks like it fits. Does it make sense we have a plural noun here? Why do we have a plural noun? So there's no article, so that definitely is encouraging, yeah, because normally plural nouns come without the article, and we're talking about abilities in general. So yeah, this definitely fits. We need one word. This is one word, so that's correct. Now the final check, and don't forget this check, is the spelling. So A-B-I-L-I-T-I-E-S, A-B-I-L-I-T-I-E-S. They're exactly the same. Great. We found our answers. Repeat. So we go to 17. We've already analyzed this, so I'm just going to put this in. We want an adjective. It was finding your work, enjoy doing it. So let's quickly look at the next one. Other people are likely to realize that you have. What did we say before with you have something? Something is a thing. A thing is a noun. Okay, so we're going to look at what are the key words here. So other people, yeah, realize, likely to realize, and you, something you're going to have. As far as synonyms go, maybe others, people you work with, realize, maybe find out. You have, I can't think of anything at the moment. And again, with synonyms, don't spend a lot of time on it. If you're sitting there coming up with synonyms and spending a lot of time looking for synonyms, that's something that's going to take you, if you do it properly, start writing a list of synonyms, it could take you ages. And the worst thing is, those synonyms might not even be in the text. So you could spend a huge amount of time wasting your time looking for synonyms when these words might actually be the words in the text. So we're never going to waste too much time on synonyms. The important question that we're looking at is number 17. Finding your work is adjective will make you enjoy doing it. I thought this was probably the most difficult question in today's text. It will make you enjoy doing it. So is there anything here that talks about you will enjoy doing it? So Mary mentioned the good reason for getting out of bed in the morning. What does this mean? If you like getting out of bed in the morning, you what something? You enjoy it, okay? So this is why I think this is the most difficult one, because this is quite idiomatic expression for a synonym. This is coming down to language. If you're not understanding that a good reason to get out of bed in the morning means enjoyable, then you need to work on your vocabulary, because that's what's stopping you. It's not a strategy that's stopping you, it's your vocabulary that's stopping you. This is talking about something that's enjoyable. So we need to find out from the question. It says finding your work is something will make you enjoy doing it. So we need an adjective. What's the adjective in this sentence? So variety is a noun. So this doesn't quite work. Work is a noun. Stimulating is an adjective, and good. So we've only got 2 adjectives here. Let's go with stimulating and try and put it into our answer. Finding that your work is stimulating will make you enjoy doing it. Okay, this makes grammatical sense. It's one word and the spelling is correct. Excellent. We know, therefore, this is the correct answer. Let's move on. If we didn't know any of our answers, we would have guessed and moved on. And that is how you do sentence completion. So, as promised, here are 3 sentence completion questions that you can now practice using these strategies. Pause the video, have a look at the questions. After that, you will get the text where you can find the answers to these questions. If you just pause the video, then you can take your time, use these strategies, and try and find the answers. At the very end of this video, I will give you the answers to these 3 questions. If you made mistakes while you were practicing, analyze your mistakes. Certainly, I think that question was talking about getting up in the morning is a little bit tricky. If you didn't find that, the reason for it is vocabulary. That means you need to work on vocabulary. If you start putting in a number of too many words, you're not following the instructions. Maybe we're just going a little bit too fast for you. Take your time until you can find what you want. If you struggle with the techniques, practice with the techniques until they become easy and natural and you can memorize them. Only you know the mistakes that you're making. Take time and effort to overcome those mistakes. Don't just do practice test, practice test, practice test. You need to focus on the areas you're making mistakes with. Once you fix those areas, then do another practice test. And by doing that, it means you're not going to use up all of your practice tests and you're actually going to see improvement. Let me know in the comments how you found this strategy. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. And now, here come the answers. I hope you found today's lesson useful. I hope you'll be able to use those strategies in your practice and in your actual exam. Good luck to you all in your studies, and I'll see you all in the next video.